Hey, RetconRaider here. Today's video is dedicated to Eric Teichmiller. Thanks for your support, Eric. That said, let's get started. And welcome back to Pathfinder Kingmaker, as we continue slaughtering monsters and performing diplomacy at the same time. What a world we live in. Now, I should note that I did go back and look at all of the feedback that people left on episode 59, and for the most part, you all seemed fairly happy with the choices I made on those level ups, so we'll just pick up where we left off last time. We do actually still have quite a bit of ground to cover.
All according to plan.
A tattered leather armor and the hilt of a cheap sword are lying among the bones. Oh, isn't that just lovely?
In due time.
Greater dire bears.
Anything is possible.
This should do it.
Oh, that's not too bad. It's always a little strange trying to, gauge the relative strength of a monster by its visual appearance. That's about a building point. Not a lot on its own, but it does add up. Oh, mighty beast, deadly be your poison. Praise Lamashtu. Oh, mighty beast, strong be your wings. Praise Lamashtu. O mighty beast, sharp be your claws. Yeah, that seems about right. Hi there. Things didn't go as planned. Can't actually target him, so I guess we'll let him run screaming into the sunset.
Grant you death.
Who will prevail? Doesn't matter.
You have been avenged, my tiny twisted friend. May you rot in the abyss. Or, wherever it is that worshippers of Lamashtu go. It's kind of, channeling us diagonally across the map. I foresee a lot of backtracking in our future. Oh, hello there. Not really much to worry about, I suppose. Oddly, wyverns are not actually all that threatening to us. Case in point. Amiri, could you please hold back a little? I would like to collect those pelts when possible. Greater Warg.
That is not far.
I think that's slightly more dangerous.
I wrote it like I saw it.
To the dust you will go.
Ah, yeah, we've got an alpha incoming. Let's go ahead and fire off a quick haste. Adjust our targeting a little. Nah, that wasn't too bad. Hiram took a bit of a beating, but I feel like he is the last person who would complain about that sort of thing.
Adventures call to them.
As it should be.
Talden Snaffle. Those words sound made up. Based on the image, I'm guessing that's... what, like a horse muzzle?
My search was not in vain.
That seems unusual. Maybe we're near some other hunters. Enormous clawed paw prints mark the ground. We're about to get her. I guess that explains who set the traps. And it looks like we are stuck in spectator mode. The hunter lifts the wyvern's severed head in triumph. You see that? Bang, down, it's done. Now that's how we deal with these beasts back in Embith Forest. I think we'll stick with the diplomatic approach here. The way you handled it was amazing. Great job. Thanks for the kind words. Yeah, unfortunately, we're used to it. Our homeland gives us no slack. Every week, there's another hungry beast to deal with. Is it like this everywhere? Is there no place left in the world where people can live without fear? You haven't seen anything unless you've been up north. You've seen a mammoth? It's the size of a mountain. Hair like forests. Tusks so long, each one could impale a whole tribe. I feel like you might be exaggerating. Just slightly. Yes, we know what a mammoth is. Sure, we don't have those here. But trust me, We've had our share of monsters. You have to admire their restraint. A good hunt to you. To you as well. Okay, so that was our second trophy monster. I'm not sure there's any way we could have actually gotten that trophy without making a bad impression.
Applause, please.
In due time.
Lindsay the Magnificent? Lindsay the Illustrious? Something more simple, like Lindsay the Great? Maybe Lindsay the Indecisive.
Thank you, Lindsay. Very insightful. You know, it feels a little wasteful that we're only walking away with a single pound of edible meat from an entire wyvern. Almost makes you wish there was an actual butchering skill in Pathfinder. I suppose that's something that always jumps out at me in any game with a sort of half-baked survival mechanic.
All according to plan.
Not that I have any real complaints. I mean, obviously, it's just
I am
a
prepared.
glorified buffing and healing item in Pathfinder Kingmaker.
Just letting the ink dry.
I am prepared to meet my end. Are you?
Running a bit low on direct fire spells. Ooh. Melted shard of a ring. Weren't those the pieces of the Ring of Reckless Courage? I thought we already reassembled that. Maybe I'm thinking of something else.
Interesting.
A lot of artifacts get blown up in the Stolen Lands.
Anything else?
Hunter's Roast. Basic meat and potato dish. I approve. Let's go ahead and add that to our almanac.
Follow my lead. In due time.
There we go.
That is not far.
Just more wyverns. Nothing to worry about.
Serves you right.
Get yourself exposed.
Okay, now, that's a situation where I can understand only salvaging 2 pounds of
I don't
edible
like
meat.
surprises.
It's hard to tell whether these bones belong to a human or an animal, but they were definitely shattered by some mighty jaws. Well, considering that rib cage is about the size of a barrel, I'm going to say it's not human. But what do I know? I am not a vivisectionist. Knee splitter. It is well known that dwarves hate the giants, their ancient enemy. This weapon certainly shares their sentiment. This weapon is a +2 Giant Bane heavy pick. Very on the nose. Not sure we'll get much use out of that, but it might be worth holding on to. I think we're about halfway done. Up the hill, there's a burning bonfire. Beside it, a tablecloth's been spread on the ground, with various delicacies on it. Ganymede plucks at the strings of her lute, until she sees you and waves hello. Ah, the host of the hunt comes to pay us a visit. Welcome to our table. Lady Bellavera, you probably don't remember me. You taught us poetics at the academy. And I must say, you're just a delight. Bardic eloquence abandoning her, Lindsay blushes and falls silent, looking at the ground. Ganymede doesn't grace her with an answer. And just like that, I don't like her. To be fair, though, I'm pretty sure she's just here to spy on us. How goes the hunt? Excellent. The sun is warm, the wine is rich, and the company is good. I couldn't dream of a better hunt. People dying of a magical disease, monsters roaming the country. But here you are, drinking and having fun, as though forgetting it may be the last day of your lives. But that is human nature, I suppose, is it not? You tell him, Harem. You seem to be, comfortable. Not interested in hunting monsters? Why should we? We're happy where we are. Please, have a seat. Can I pour you some wine? Patak's wines are the finest around. No, thank you. Is King Iravetti well? His Highness is healthy and vigorous. He sends you his regards. Some urgent matters of state prevented him from attending this fine event, but he does hope to meet with you, personally, in the near future. Ominous. Very ominous. Enjoy yourself. I have to get back to hunting. A good hunt to you. The bard flashes you a charming smile, and begins playing her lute again. Just as a general reminder, the last Pataxian representative we met was Tartuccio. Ganymede seems, slightly more subtle. Also, she's about to be eaten by wargs. Alpha warg. We'd better hedge our bets here. There we go. That should be good for a couple of building points. Well, a building point.
Should be.
All things considered, we are actually finding a fair amount of treasure out here. We might actually have enough to claim Silverstep when we get back. The goblins were torn apart by humongous claws. Their ugly little faces show horror. Again, that seems about right. I believe that is where we came in. Yeah. Let's start filling in the center. Oh, hello there. Greater dire bears. I'd say that justifies a haste.
You deserved it.
Oh. I didn't intend to catch them in a choke point, but that actually works to our advantage. Nice. I do notice that Harem's Enlarge has worn off, but I think we can do without it at this point. Oh yeah, now that I'm looking over the list, I can see that several of our buffs have worn off. Guess we hit the half-hour mark. A dung pat the size of a tower shield can be seen in the high grass. World's worst magic shield.
In due time.
We've got some sort of marshy valley here. Owlbear.
Follow my lead.
Ouch!
Oh, okay, slight complication. Let's go ahead and speed this up. Might be getting to the point where we'll have to pick up more defensive feats for Harem.
Confide in me. Something bothering you?
You seem well equipped to be out here. Alright, final stretch. Oh. Hydra be so strong. Hydra be so big. Praise Lamashtu. I go bring food to Hydra. Hydra love food. Lamashtu be pleased. Hydra no eat you? She might. Hydra big and scary. She definitely be. I be scared. You know, as far as, inexplicable one-hit die mascots go, I think I like the kobolds better. A hydra devouring tiny human figures has been crudely etched into this stone. That is not a hydra.
That is not far.
Maybe the vegetarian equivalent of a hydra. Oh. Shard of a Knight's Bracers. I forgot we were even collecting those. I think that's actually one of the artifacts you couldn't complete in the launch version of the game. Aha. One poisonous hydra. Considering we're immune to poison and, well-stocked on fire and acid spells, I think we'll be just fine.
Share your troubles.
Okay, I'll admit. Even I didn't expect it to be that easy. Well, I guess we're done here. Though we will, of course, finish canvassing the area. Oh, hello.
Tear them apart!
We'll have to pay a visit to the storyteller. We might actually be able to assemble something. Someone scratched their back against this tree, which almost uprooted it. Primal Hydra. That seems like a bit of an escalation.
In due time.
Seems a bit strange that the trophy animal was just a plain old poisonous Hydra.
Cannot hide from me.
Right here, my friend. Enemy approaching.
That is slightly more hydras than anticipated. But at least they seem to go down easy enough. I question the sheer volume of eyeballs we seem to be collecting. Oh, a cooking ingredient, of course. Why not? I think we're pretty much done here. Let's head back to the hunting lodge and collect our prize. See what terrible twist they're about to throw at us. You know it's coming.
As it should be.
The huntsman fiddles with a small spyglass. 2 trophies. I'd never have guessed that you would best us like this. Would you like to announce the end of the hunt, or do you hope to claim yet another trophy? How goes the hunt? Can't see much from here, but my crew wastes no time. If you don't hurry, there may be no trophies left for you. Yeah, about that. The huntsman opens the window and sounds the horn. Now that the hunt's over, let's see how it turned out. How did our Mavani guests fare? Our honorable guests from Mavan fought one of the monsters, but barely survived. Fortunately, His Grace's timely arrival forestalled tragedy. We wish them better luck next time. How did our Pataxian guests fare? Our honorable guests from Patax managed to bag a single squirrel. Well, I hope they at least had a good time. Yeah, they are absolutely spies. How did the Embith travelers fare? We defeated one of the beasts, but His Grace, noble ruler of these hunting grounds, has accomplished a true feat in gathering more trophies than us. Such skill deserves deep and genuine respect. The huntsman bows deeply toward you. So, who won? You, Your Grace. The huntsman solemnly hands you the chest. Nothing exceptional, but we'll take it. The hunt is officially over. Thank you all for your participation. Ah! What's happening to me?
Let's finish them quick.
Oh my. Okay. Let's try to keep the casualties to a minimum. I mean, we can definitely handle this. I'm worried about the NPCs. You can already see it's going right after the Aldori sisters. Whew. Simply dreadful. I'll see to it that this poor man's family receives a pension. Wait, could it be that all of the monsters have appeared in this manner? If the public learns of this, there will be no stopping the panic. I recommend we keep this incident quiet for the time being. I'll conduct an investigation without drawing anyone's attention, and in a month's time, I'll inform you of the results. You know what? I think that sounds like a good plan. Given our recent encounter with a backwoods cult, I think it's safe to say that the local populace is not the most level-headed bunch. Yes, telling the public would do more harm than good. Let's try to solve the problem discreetly, to avoid further trouble. I'll give the necessary orders once we've returned to the capital. Let's grab that pelt.
Anything is
As, questionable as that might be. How terrible! I hope it's not contagious. Looks like it's worse here than we thought. What an unexpected twist of events. I wonder what Lord Iraventi would say about this. Yeah, I'll bet. Assuming he's not the one behind it. Again, it is worth noting that the last time we ran afoul of Iraveti's agents was when Tartuccio hired a bunch of assassins to murder us in our sleep. Okay, we've got some time left over, so let's check on our craftsman. A heavily armed Nazrael eyes you suspiciously, but she sounds welcoming enough. Welcome! My apprentice Sartain just finished unpacking, but I'm already up and running. All the better to serve you. I heard the news that one of your assistants has gone missing. Nazrael winces and looks embarrassed. It's so humiliating that you've learned of it. Something went wrong with my weapon. It was meant to be a gift to you. But Detail went crazy as he took it. He fell into a fury and ran off. If a faulty blade with my mark gets into someone else's hands, my reputation will be ruined. I beg you, Your Grace, help me. I don't think this idiot could have gone far. He may still be near the river. Bring me back the blade, and I will never let you down again. I swear. The elven woman falls silent. She frowns, as if trying to remember something. Oh, but of course, please be sure to save Detail, my other apprentice, if it's not too much trouble. Wow. You know, maybe I should learn more about you. What exactly would you like to know? Tell me about yourself. Nazrael looks at you suspiciously for a moment, and then nervously brushes her fingers through her hair. My weapons define me. I've been drawn to it since I was a child. I have over 300 blades at home, each of them special. I wanted to be a professional weaponsmith, so I learned the craft from the greatest masters of Keonan. But then my comrades in craft and we had a bit of a falling out. A few bastards dared to question my skill. I felt that I could only shed this burden outside Keonan. And you know what? I swore then that I would prove that I'm head and shoulders above them. 2 of them paid the price even when I was working back home. They couldn't stand the competition and went bankrupt. That's where all my competition is headed. Tell me about your craft. Nazriel juts out her chin. My art. A mere craftsman could attach a piece of wood to a piece of iron and be happy with their work. That's not how I do it. I listen to a weapon. I talk to it. I spark its desire for blood and violence. This gives you 2 warriors in the battlefield, the soldier and their sword. Of course, I pay close attention to detail. A sharper bevel will allow the blade to cut through the flesh, not into it. Change the angle of the point, and the blade will pierce through armor like a stitching awl without sliding. I learned all this from weapons. You just need to be able to know what you're looking at. Intriguing. Tell me about your apprentices. The elven woman waves her hand angrily. The boneheads, why would you care about them? It doesn't matter anyway. I recruit apprentices for simple tasks. They sign my contracts, they obey me, and take full responsibility for any harm they suffer during service. One of them, Sartain, works in the smithy. The other, Detail, tests finished weapons and runs errands. Well, I will say that, Nazriel seems like a very unpleasant person, but she also seems like a very dedicated and talented craftsman. We'll have to keep an eye on her. Oh, yeah, that's not too far out of our way. We can hit that on the way back. Sure, why not? Oh, yeah. Absolutely nothing to worry about. There we go. Let's collect our pelts and be on our way. One 1% closer to an achievement. We'll get there, eventually.
Resting would be nice, don't you think?
It actually does bring up a thought.
My strength fades.
Can we rest for free while we're in one of our villages? We can. Good to know. Of course, we don't enjoy the cooking bonuses, but we do save some supplies. I am pleased to see you again, O worthy one. What brings you to me? Here we go. The storyteller has seen that your ancestor was a coward and a failure, not a hero. I am sorry. The Budrani frowns, but then her face lightens and a smile crosses her lips. This is not news that I expected to hear, and still, is this news all that bad? For it means that I need not sail back to Budra, but may instead continue my work here. This reminds me of a story. Sure, I suppose you've earned it. Maharaja Kiban Sald etched his glorious name in history when he conquered the kingdoms of the genies. He spied on the descendants of the goddess Janasini the Garuda and saw how they charmed snakes by playing their flutes. Through these secrets, he discovered a way to charm and bind the genie to his will. Kiban Sald openly declared his new mastery for all to hear, and in doing so, insulted their race. Emissaries from the Vizier of the Genie of Air, came to demand an apology from the wizard, only to be turned into slaves and their bodies bound in chains. It was then that the Malik of the Fire Jinn, known as the Ifrit, sent his assassins. They hid in a cloud of dust and approached as the mage was sleeping. But they did not know that the wise man had taught his servants his techniques. While he slept, his servants captured the assassins. The Pasha of the Shaitans, also known as the Earth Genies, sent his finest warrior, Trimmier, the destroyer of palaces. By his command, Kiban Sald's palace fell and turned to rubble. The cunning wizard foresaw this, however, and fled to the island of Jalmaray. Trimmier chased after him, forgetting that the waters of the ocean could not hold his heavy flesh. As he began to drown, Kiban Sald sent ships to save him, but only after Trimmier swore to serve him. As compensation for the palace he destroyed, the genie was commanded to build the pure temple of the Maharaja, which was 100 times more beautiful than the one he destroyed. Trust me, for I have seen this temple with my very eyes. Yeah, I'll bet. You do seem like the, truthful sort. One of the royal Marids, the genies of water, came to free his brethren from captivity. Of all the genies, he was the wisest. For 3 days, Kiban Sald competed with the genie in the art of poetry. At the end of the 3rd night, Kiban Sald was so exhausted that he was about to take a ceremonial dagger to open his own veins. The genie, however, was first to admit defeat, and entered a copper vessel which the wizard then sealed. It was thus that history came to know the Maharaja as the great conqueror of the genies. As you can see, your actions may be seen as valorous by some and heinous by others, for it is still forbidden to utter the name of Kiban Sald among the genii. So much is it hated. Let others think of you as a villain or lunatic. All that truly matters is that the enlightenment and devotion to your own goals blooms in your heart. It is decided. I shall continue my work on my path to mastery, and will create a masterpiece which will immortalize my name. May it serve you well, whether I be praised for it by your friends, or cursed for it by your enemies. Sure. Not what I think I would have taken away from all that, but I am certainly not going to argue. In fact, it looks like that might have actually been our final side quest for the loquacious craftsman, Shaniha. And all things considered, it looks like it actually worked out. I guess that just leaves fetching that sword for Nazriel. Though I think we'll leave that for next time. I think we do actually still have some dialogue we haven't explored with Shania, but not sure it's actually worth our time. Oh, but before we hit the pause button, we do have one last thing to take care of. Halfling Brewery. An enterprise where eccentric halflings create amazing tinctures and other alcoholic beverages. 10% chance to earn 3 building points each week, and 10% to earn 1 building point each week. Not exactly game-breaking, but I could see that being useful. The school looks a lot more basic. +1 culture, possible +1 to divine or military. We could actually use +1 divine, but yeah, we don't have optimal placement for it right now. We'll just go with the brewery. I do believe we have one more grid size increase in the future, so maybe we can fit the school in then. Alright folks, we are past the 50-minute mark, so I think that brings us to a pretty good stopping point. We'll hit the pause button for now, but we will pick up here next time as we collect that sword, have another chat with Nazriel, and once again expand our kingdom. See you then. Oh, and remember, although I do love playing Pathfinder Kingmaker, you can find out more about the game by visiting the official website, the official Twitch and YouTube channels, the official social media feeds, or the official store pages over on Steam or on GOG. Links are in the description.